we're kind of in two minds what to do with this place once it's finished. Hi guys, I'm back at the Passion Project. Not been filming very much recently because if I film something, Anna is bound to want to edit it and she doesn't have the time at the moment. I'm doing this vlog today because Anna has a bit of time coming up this week, so we're going to give you a quick update and possibly do a bit of work on the electrics. So regulars to the channel will notice that the hole for the barbecue has gone, and also there's some tiles on the top of the wall. Basically the barbecue area behind me there, which is just here, it wasn't going to add any value, either rental or sale, and the romance of doing a barbecue was obviously there, but practicality, I'm low on time to get things finished off. But let's have a look at the wall and see what I've been doing. So this area here is not particularly finished. You can see it's looking a bit messy, the tiles, but as we go down it's starting to look the part. Yeah, basically this isn't finished off yet. I've not had the time to come and do this, and we'll walk down to where I have had the time and you'll see the difference, how neat it looks and finished. I think this looks quite good with a little archway now. Still can get under there, it's no problem, so I think that's quite nicely finished off now. It just needs a bit more of a finish that you'll see that we're doing on the other tiles as well. So coming all the way along here, I've literally just been biting this off day by day as I've got an hour or two here and there, and here we go. You can see here is the finished article. So it looks a lot neater. Not got very far though. So basically on this wall it was quite a simple job, which is why it's got done fairly quickly. Basically we put some wood along the top of the wall, and that was just to make a fall for the tiles either side. And yeah, so once you've got the wood on the wall, you just put a bit of sand and cement, put the tile in place, and then of course you can see we put under tiles and over tiles, and so that was kind of quite a quick simple job. And then plonk a load more of the cement and show mix on top, and then just literally stick the other tile on. So that's why it looks like a lot's been done, but in fact it was quite a quick job. The actual important bit is now tidying it all up. But once you've done that and it's gone off, it's quite easy to do the tidy up. So just for completeness, yes, we're going to go through the arch, and you can see that yes, I have done the other side. I don't know what to do. Maybe here I might do something. I'll have to look at that. I don't want big black lines coming down the stone, but I mean you can see even for the neighbour, who haven't paid for the work and haven't, obviously I've taken care of their side of the wall so that they can look out onto a nice wall too. Of course we've been talking about this before, but the edge of the property is here along this what the French call a hay vif, so it's like a hedge. I've just had my lunch. I thought I'd talk about what we're planning on doing at the end of this renovation project, what we're going to do with the renovation project. We've been talking, and obviously a lot of our regular viewers know that we've had a hard time of it during the last couple of years, as have a lot of people. Business-wise, thankfully health-wise we're fine, but yeah, the pandemic has taken a hit on our business, and so we're kind of in two minds what to do with this place once it's finished, and so yeah, there's a possibility of keeping it. There's no possibility of keeping it and living in it because too much of a financial burden on us. But there's possibility of keeping it, renting it yearly, keeping it, renting it for tourism, or selling. And every time in the comments, people are always saying, what are you going to do? Please don't sell it. Please don't do this, do that, do the other. And all we ever say in reply to everyone is that we'll make the decision when it's finished. That's for a lot of reasons, because, for example, we don't know what we're going to spend getting this place finished. We've already spent a lot of money that we didn't have, so we had to go into quite a bit of debt to get to where we've got to now, that we didn't think we were going to have to do before the pandemic. And then on the flip side of it, we've not had a day off in over a month now. We have another couple, and then we have a couple of days off, thankfully. But yeah, that means that things are getting back to normal at lagorce with the weddings, but it doesn't make up for the last 2 years, and it's not a full season that we've got. We have a few empty spots. So although things are picking up, it's still, way up where we should be. So like I say, we're going to make the decision, as per I keep telling everyone, we're going to make the decision at the end of the build. But yeah, I just thought I'd address that because there's been so many people talking, asking what you're doing and things like that. So now, a bit less chat and a bit more work. I'm going to get the plan of the kitchen out for over in the extension, and I'm going to start pulling all the cables through. It's not actual electricity connections as such, so I don't mind showing you some of that on the vlog. If it was wiring, then I wouldn't be showing it. But pulling some cables, anybody can pull cables, and you're not going to electrocute yourself pulling some cables through. So let's get going on the wiring. So I'm in the extension again, and it's time to look at the kitchen. Thankfully, I found a solution so that the worktops fit under the windows. Normally worktops are at 93 centimeters tall. I'm gonna have to put them in at 91 maybe, which is fair enough. It's not too different. So that cuts out any problems of windows opening or not opening. So they'll all open. Now it's just getting everything in the right place. So these two windows, although we've kind of put something in front of those ones, but these two windows are going to be kind of the windows of the kitchen living area. You can see down the bottom here, I've poked out the red and blue pipes for the sink, and there's just, you can't see it, but there's a soil pipe, well, a waste pipe there too. So the sink has to go between the two windows, but also we have to try and fit in the oven and hot plate, just because I've got to get the extractor fan above wherever I put the hot plate. So my thinking on this is kind of logically to get the hot plate in right next to this window. So we've got 60 centimeters for a hot plate. Thankfully these rails are at 60 centimeters. So we have 60 centimeters for a hot plate, and then there's no problem with the extractor fan above it. And then somewhere over here, I have to have the tap. So of course, I've done a plan now, and you can see. So my hot plate's in along that line, where you can see like kind of badly drawn extractor fan. Then I'm gonna have to have a 60 centimeter kind of unit between the hot plate and where the sink is going. So let me show you what that represents with a tape measure. I don't have the stand today, so it's a bit awkward, but let's see where we're at. So the hot plate and the extra unit will be coming to here, which is good because I just have that much room for the sink and the taps, and then probably the sink or the drying rack of the sink will come out a bit. So in front of the window there'll be nothing stopping the window, although we'll probably have the sink quite close to the window, about here, and maybe some plates that are drying in the window front. And then we've got another couple of cabinets here, and then the partitioning wall for the bedroom that's going in that corner. So you may be thinking, why are we even talking about the kitchen? We're nowhere near putting the kitchen in. But to get the kitchen, to get the plasterboard in, I need to know exactly where I need to pull my electricity through to before I put the plasterboard in. Otherwise, be a very nice kitchen, but it won't have much in the way of electricity. So now I know where I'm going. I'm going to start pulling through the cables. I'm going to start with the big thick cable that comes through for the hot plate and anything else in the kitchen. So we've got a dishwasher, a washing machine, obviously some plugs up top of the countertops, and yeah, the oven and the hot plate. So I'm going to get on with that. You know what? I think it's going to be better on a time lapse. Well, time lapse didn't work, did it? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I pushed the button and no time lapse happened. But I've now got just two cables through, and before I go any further, I need to start marking up what the cables are. Otherwise, I'm going to have about 14-15 cables coming into the board, and I'm not going to know what they are. So thankfully, I did stop to get the white tape so I can label everything up, and we will do a time lapse now. Time lapse seems to be working this time, so that's good. I've done most of the cables for the kitchen now, which has gone quite quick. Went a bit slower than normal, and I've got a few little kind of nicks on my knuckles, and I'll show you why. So all along here I could go behind the metal rails until I got to this corner where I forgot that I'd put it very close to the concrete. So behind here we have a concrete post. So yeah, I had to go through the holes and got a lot of cables in there, to be fair. I managed to then go behind again and then up here and over to there. That's the electrical box just there. Don't worry, this cable hanging out here is actually for the aircon, so it's meant to be hanging there. So yeah, it's not an easy passage through to the breaker board behind me, and like I say, I've done the kitchen and I don't want to forget anything. So this morning, and this is a huge tip if you're looking for an electrician, just check out if he does this, because it's not worth, it's not worth wasting the time on if he doesn't do this. I have written this morning on the back of my Intermarché receipt, I've written the list of circuits. If your electrician isn't going to do that, it's not worth hiring. Seriously, I lost my list of my circuits, so I had to just literally go through it this morning on the way, because I've really not got much time. So let's see. So lave-linge, yes. Sèche-linge, yes. Dishwasher. In fact, I've scratched off sèche-linge. I'm not going to put a sèche-linge is a tumble dryer, and I don't think this apartment needs a tumble dryer. There's going to be one right next door to it. So oven I've done. So what have we got to do? Drying towel rail, hot water tank, plugs, lights, double flux, so that's for the air system, and plaque I've already done. Okay, so I'm going to get on with pulling through for the fridge, the towel rail and the hot water tank. So there we go, I've just got a few more cables in there. It's not a hot day today, but it's hot work. So I got my double flux in, I got my cumulus in, I got my hot water tank in, got my kitchen stuff in. I think all I've got left, and on my very professional crib sheet, I've got plugs to do and lights. And unfortunately, that's where it ends today, because I have to run back to the chateau now. I have to help Anna put up some flowers over an archway, and then I have to go pick the kiddywinks up. So I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope you could see what I was doing work-wise, and it was a bit interesting. At least I had a bit of a chat before I started the work, and see you on the next vlog, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.